Okay, so let's start number one. So who first start meditation in Buddhism? Who? Buddha, yeah. Simple, right? He sat under Buddha tree for how many days?
49.
49 days to attend Buddha, to become Buddha. That's what he started. Yes?
Is the Bodhi tree symbolism for like the tree of life?
Actually because...
Like within the body, like the...
No, actually because he sat under that trees.
Yeah, it's just because it's a...
That they go, that's the Buddha tree, that's all. Until the names.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you could have been a cedar tree.
That's why whenever people want to worship Buddha, in the early times, they worship that tree. That tree represents the places where Buddha is in life.
Yeah, it could have been.
Okay. What else? And who else? And who else after Buddha? Can I have attention, please? So who else followed the Buddha's to do meditation? Who else?
Bodhisattva.
Most of his all his contemporary disciples, like Shariputra, Mongolana, and so forth, right? And of course, because of meditation, they achieve to that state of mind, arhatship. Without meditation, they could not attain to that state of mind. So that's why meditation is so important. That's why meditation is so crucial in early Buddhism, even now. Okay, now according to the Zen tradition, actually the Zen come from the word. Who knows where Zen come from?
Chan.
Chan, yeah. Chan is Chinese. And the Zen is Japanese. What's the Sanskrit? He English Vietnamese. Yeah, he English Vietnamese. Okay, he English Vietnamese. Seon, that's in Korean. Okay, Dhyana. Dhyana, that's in Sanskrit. That's a form of meditation. Okay, so that's why you have Zen. You have Zen iPad. What?
Excuse me?
Now they use Zen as a brand name, right? iPad, iPod, laptop, that cell phone and so forth, right?
Zen? Zen iPhone?
It's all kind of Zen. They use the word Zen.
You mean like the apple?
Yeah, some of them. Use that kind of names. Okay, anyway, forget it. Alright, so let's go back. So again, let's start with dhyana because the Buddha practiced dhyana or practice meditation. So that's why he attained enlightenment, and his disciple followed his footsteps to do meditation. That's why he attained that. They attained the hardship, right? And according to the Zen traditions, okay, let's see here. Okay, can you see this one? Can you see the image? Can you? Too bright. Can you see? Can you? If you can turn off like this. All right. So you see that this is image that the Buddha hold a lot of flowers. Okay. Now, who know why lotus flowers in Buddhism is so significant? Why?
They have 1,000 petals, so it's supposed to like.
Yes. What else?
It grows in the mud.
Yes. Why?
So So
Why it's different from other flowers, the rose, why?
well, it's pretty, but it's mainly because it grows in adversity, I guess, or it grows through like beauty. I mean, it's like muddy around it, but it still is able to bloom in there in that environment because it's with itself.
Let's do more there. Who else? Who else can explain? Let's do more there. Again, so the lotus flowers grow from the mud. They represent us human beings, or we live in the mud, the illusion, right? The ignorance. And when we practice meditation and so forth, we would grow out the mud, the blossom, as the real one, the has appearance of the flowers, so different from other kind of flowers. So again, this picture in one's assembly, so the Buddha just held the lotus flowers, and no one understood what he did, except one monk. He smiled. Very significant. Remember the time that you have some kind of relationship with your girlfriend and boyfriends? Only two of you know what other parties signal about, right? The third person or other people could not recognize. You understand that? So there is Buddhism. Later on in the Zen tradition, it's called mind to mind. Mind to mind seal. What's mean mind to mind seal? You know the seal? Right? The seal, right? Mind to mind, that means the Buddha transmit or recognize the student, especially in this case, Mahakashipa, that his achievement is same as Buddha. You understand that? So that's called mind seal. Right. That's really become popular, especially in Zen tradition. So that's why when the Buddha hold the lotus flowers and no one could understand what happening, but Mahakashipa, he smiled. That means he recognized what the meaning is there. And that start from, according to the Zen tradition, it start from that legends. Okay. And later on, when Bodhidharma went to China to spread the Zen traditions, he followed that path too. He said that I transmit the teacher, the Buddha, I transmit Buddhism without expression, without wording. That because it's called mind to mind seal. Understand that? Okay. So that starts from here. Mahakashipa calls as the second patriarch and go down to Bodhidharma as 28. All right. So let's say number 2. So Wesley, you're number 2, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Go ahead, please, sir.
More like halfway down.
Oh, I have number 2 too.
Oh, y'all do?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who says number 2? Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. You too. Yeah.
He was an Indian monk who traveled to China because his master died and was like go to China. And he went when he was 150. And that's where he taught Indian fighting exercises to the Chinese monks to improve their physical condition. And that's where people think Kung Fu came from. He started Buddhism when he was 7, and then, well, when he went to China, people kept on kicking him out of places. And so he spent 9 years in a cave, and he didn't speak to anyone, he just stared at the wall. And he cut off his eyelids, and they fell to the floor, and that's where tea comes from.
Oh, that's just the legend. What else?
That's good.
That's okay. That's just for the legend.
Well, I thought I got
Kung Fu. Yes. Go ahead. You have anything to add, Wesley?
That's just what I got from the wiki page.
Really? You want to watch these short video clips about him?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
I think I know. Oh, yeah, okay. It's around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
KTV?
I love karaoke. Let's go to my channel. I love karaoke. It's a big thing.
There's no sound. It's in Chinese. You can read this. Okay. So he was a prince. He was a prince. Can you see? This short movie somehow is blend. It's blend together the historical facts plus the legendary stories. I'd like to skip this part and I will show you this one here. Oh, here. Look at the verse there. Can you follow? Okay, can you follow that? When the monks and nuns cut the hair, they made the vows. Okay, the first, let me go back here so that they can see. Okay. Oh. Okay, the first one, when some in the past they used what do you call this little, what do you call that one, the blade to cut the hair. And when the master cut the hair, they made the vows that cut off all the afflictions. Okay, somehow this translation is not good. Okay, the second one is to study the principle of truth or of Buddha Dharma. Yeah, the truth. Yeah, they study the principle of truth. Okay, so the last one is according to Mahayana, to make the vows to become Buddha, become a monk in order to help people, to rescue sentient beings, not for yourself, but help other people. Okay, let me skip all these things and we'll show you this. somehow the translation is not good. This is not God, but Amitabha Buddha. And he spoke what did he say? He spoke. He didn't say anything. That is speaking. And let me show you the conversation between him and the king. Look what they say, okay? Remember I told you the king? You see that? So okay, you see that? So then when the emperor asked him that I have to build the temples to support monks and have I received any merit, he said no. Why? Remember why? He said that this is, remember we talk about the conventional truth and ultimate truth. Conventional truth, yes, he gets he deserves to have the good karma there, but according to the absolute truth, that means in the level of spiritual attainments is not it. You understand that just the good karma or good deeds to help other people, but you have to practice. You have to have the spiritual development, inclination to go beyond that, to get out of the cycle. Okay? And so that's conversation. And this is a Kung Fu one. I think you like it. Who watched Kung Fu movie before? All of you already? Wow, you know that. Oh, okay. Who learned Kung Fu before? All of you? Oh, some of you, right? Okay.
It comes naturally.
Yeah, let me show you the last part of this here.
Soft style.
Anyway, I think this is now, you know, let us move on to the next one.
I can still kick your ass.
It just depends on the person. Yeah.
Oh, so what Kung Fu? What type of Kung Fu you study?
Wushu.
Wushu. Oh, okay. Anyone else? The man? You study Kung Fu?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, same as her.
All right. So let me go back. So, you know, the one his disciple, who he called, I don't know whether I told you yet. So he knew Buddha meditation skill and as a Zen Tantras. So he went there to seek the teaching from him. And what happened? He kneeled down on the snow for 3 days without standing up. And so Buddha he turned around and asked him why you kneel there. So he said, I come here to seek the teaching from you. And Buddha says that's not much sincerity. So what happened? He chopped off his hand to show sincerity.
Chopped off his hand.
Yeah.
Why do you have to do that to show sincerity?
That's people.
You just like jump to conclusion.
They were a lot more
You have to-
In other words,
extreme
to
back then.
Huh?
So they were a lot more extreme back then. You know, like the king who cut off his hand
Yeah.
for the homeless guy.
Uh-huh.
they're very emotional.
Yeah, it's not emotional, but that shows sincerity. Have you watched or read some news that people in Philippines, they carry the cross, they nail themselves? You know that story? That shows sincerity too. It's
Does it?
Have you seen
Does
that?
it really show that?
Yeah?
No.
No? You don't have seen that?
No.
Yeah, they carry the cross and then they nail themselves.
But isn't that too extreme? Like,
It's sometimes to extreme, but sometimes
Isn't that a bad obsession?
Huh?
Isn't that like a bad obsession? Just like how like being obsessed with religion is good, but you can be like too obsessed, too
not-
attached to it.
No, not really attached from here. That's shows sincerity.
That does?
Yeah. Sometimes it go beyond your thinking, but it's not attachment, but it's sincerity.
He's called stupid.
Huh?
Like I heard
Just
Vincent
like
Van
it's beyond
he fell in love and he ended up cutting off his ear to get to the girl.
Oh,
really?
Sincerity.
I heard that was like an accident.
Those are the
I
best.
heard he was like in a jazz with like some.
The ones from the
So
head.
he chopped off his ear and he was like, oh, let's get the movie story.
Well, I heard that like this came from like his later writing because he was writing
Well, he was crazy.
he wrote and he was like it was one of the most thrilling moments of my life because he was so in love. He just didn't think about it. He just here you go. Take it. I don't know. I also heard he lost like absence.
Okay, let's move on. Number 3, please. Yes, and yeah, go ahead. You do number 3.
So
It's what about Huinang?
yeah,
What's about in Buddha's number 3?
I'm talking.
You too, right, lady?
Number 3, yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh, three of you?
3 of us.
Okay, go ahead, please.
So he was a poor boy, and he went to the monk people.
Okay.
And so the head monk at the time was the 5th guy, and he saw that like he was smart or like intuitive with the teachings of Zen. So shut up. Yeah. And so basically what happened was he saw he was smart, but he was worried for his safety, so he put him to work doing chores and stuff so that the other monks wouldn't get jealous of him because he was poor, he didn't know how to read or write. So what happened was when the 5th, damn.
Can I make it zoom? Can I zoom in?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I can't see the question.
Yeah, that's all?
No, I was talking.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Who cares?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no one cares. That's fine.
No, I was listening.
I'm speaking French. So then when the fifth was like, okay, so whoever can prove to be like the most insightful person will become the sixth. So the senior guy, he like gave like this awesome poem and wrote it on the wall about like how achieving like sainthood or something takes hard work and a long time and dedication. And Huan Yin at the time couldn't read it, and so someone else had to like read it out loud to him. And that's when he basically was like, he gave a different answer, and he was basically like, it's more than just hard work. It's about understanding like wisdom overall. And so when the fifth guy heard that, he knew that he would make him the sixth, but he couldn't make him the sixth immediately because the other monks would kill him. So in secrecy, he like gave him his robe and a bowl or something like that, and he like told him to run away. And yeah.
Okay, you have anything to add more?
That's it.
No, he missed some points there. Wow, he missed some points there. Remember I told you about him, right?
No.
I think I told you. No, yeah. You missed something?
There was a guy named Shen Wei.
Okay.
Eventually he became the seventh patriarch, but he protested.
Shen Xiu.
Since
Yeah. They thought he was the sixth patriarch, but Shen Wei protested and said that he wasn't, and that his way of reaching enlightenment, which was gradual enlightenment, was the wrong way, and sudden enlightenment was the only way.
Okay, so let's say, who know his story? Huinan. Only you? Okay, let me tell you the story again. Yes?
Yeah, I think you talked about it, right?
Yeah, we read this before.
So he was an uneducated person, right? He collected the wood to sell for a living, right? And he met a layman who recited the Dhamma Sutra, and somehow he got enlightened at that moment. So at that time he gave up everything and went to see the fifth patriarchs of the generations. And the fifth patriarch recognized his enlightenment. So, but he still asked him to work in the kitchen. And one day, the senior monk, the one who follows fifth patriarch, wrote that verses, right? And somehow, even when he didn't know how to write, but he said that I want to have another verse for myself. But he asked one scholar to write this verse on the wall for him. So the fifth patriarch recognized his enlightenment, awakened. So he passed the robe and bowl to him. So but somehow he had to hide for 16 years in the forest with the hunters before he came out. One story, when he came out, he met two monks. Both of them were talking about the flags, the flags. So one day, when one monk he said, "Oh, the flags is moving," another monk say, "Oh, the wind is moving." Is that right? You see the flags, the flags, the American flags. Okay. So one monk say the flags is moving. It makes sense, right? Another monk say, "Oh, no, the wind is moving, not the flags." But somehow he stepped in. He say, "Neither the flags or the wind. Your mind is moving." Does that make sense?
That's the truth.
It makes sense? What means? What means?
Because your mind is the one that's perceiving those things.
Your mind, your perception, right?
Is that kind of like how we see like two-dimensional things in our brain?
No,
makes
not
it
talking
3D?
about the two dimension, but talk about the perception. Your education, right? Your knowledge, your cultural background will shape what your perception about this room, about how people wear the clothes, how people eat the food, and so forth, right? That's your perception, right? Okay, so that's the story about him, and later on he became sixth patriarch in the generations. Okay, so move on. Yes, move on. Number 4, please. Becca. Yes, go ahead. Number 4 about The next one.
Okay, I have one about the, I guess, is that what you say? School, which is one of the schools of Zen Buddhism, or Chan Buddhism is another way I saw it listed. Within it said there are 5 different schools.
Yeah, this guy we call 5 houses, not the school.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, it was the 5 houses of Zen.
Houses,
and then, yeah, you're correct. And then they, sorry about that. And then they said that it was originally started by, I'm going to say his name wrong, Daoshan. I can't say the last name without butchering it. Lianjie is what his last name was. And then he had his Dharma heir as well help him, which was Kaoshin Benji. And actually there was like rumors that they named part of the school after their names, but that was never confirmed one way or another. That was just speculation. The school actually had some rather difficult times because it wasn't always that successful at first. It actually went almost extinct. There weren't many people left. But one of the last descendants of the Dharma from the school passed his stuff on to someone named Taozi, something like that. And he was kind of the one that took it and then actually like restarted the school and kind of rekindled the following and actually kind of brought the school back to life. And then actually his grandson did really well in the elite literati, as they said. And because the imperial court like pulled back on the support, they had to rely on the elite literati to help them stay afloat, and because of his connections, it helped them a lot. Kind of all I have found on it, specifically on that school.
Alright, yeah, so basically this school and Linchi school, or Rinchai, still survive up to now. The other school merged with this student school. And this school basically encouraged the followers to sit in meditation. Okay. Number 5 is you, right, sir? Yeah, number 5, yeah, Wei Yang. What's about?
Wei Yang is another school within the Chinese five great Zen school. And Wei Yang is the name after the master Wei Yang Lingyu in 771 to 851, and even his disciple later on also take that on later. And it's different from the other school is that they use metaphor stories and a lot of depict and represent of other things and put it into their teaching of Zen. And but later on they are combined into another big house because they got taken into another big house. And later and that's pretty much I found for it, and nothing much I can look for about this school besides that it's been around for a while and it developed during the time of the 5 House of Chan.
Yeah. Let me tell you a story about one of the founders of this Wei Yan school. So his name is Wei Yan, Wei Shan. So one day he went to see his teacher, his master, and then his master said, "Go to look for the coal fire inside the furnace. You know, in the past they used wood to burn ash, the source of heat. They heat it. So the master asked him to find some piece of fire, coal fire inside the furnace. So he went there to look, but somehow he could not. So his master went there and used a stick to find out, to stick around inside the ash, and found out this is a little bit of hot coal. So at that time he had awakening. So who believe in feng shui? You know feng shui?
What feng shui?
What's that?
It means wind and water.
Wind and water. What's the wind and waters?
They're the forces that move the earth. And it's all about designing areas in order to flow the most energy in it, most proficiently.
Sally, you have no feng shui?
Isn't it like where you place objects in your home according to the sun and the sky and stuff? It changes a bit of your fortune.
How are you?
I
You
mean,
believe in?
I think it's everything's in your mind. So if you believe it, it's gonna work.
How about the way you sit? Is that feng shui?
Mm-hmm.
The way you sit, the way you talk, the way you stand, the way you eat, is that feng shui? What's mean? Why?
Because it's the easiest way for you to accomplish something. So with feng shui, it's basically the easiest way for good energy to come into your life.
So let's say the way you sit, right? You feel more comfortable when you talk, right? When the way you stand, right? The way you talk to people, right? And this is common sense. This is in Buddhism we don't emphasize much of that because it affects to the mind, you know.
Correct.
The chair affect to the way we organize the chairs it affect to our study too, right? And the books and the way that that you talk to, right? Whether you raise your voice or soften your voice, that may affect the other people listening and so forth. It's just kind of feng shui, with kind of energy flowing, the flowing of energy that may capture other people's attention or this interaction with other people, right? So anyway, so this so somehow for this month in Wei Shang, somehow there's one feng shui man. He's for this month. If you go there, you stay in the mountain. You later on more than 1,000 students will come to see you to study from you. And he went there by himself, and he stayed in that mountain for more than 3 years. And later on, when he went down to the mountain, he saw all kinds of wild animals, like tigers, snakes, and so forth. He said that if I have a 50 here, you guys have to go. You have to leave this place. Otherwise, go ahead and consume me. So he has that type of courage. So later on, most of that and people eventually came to see and study from him. It's just a story. Okay, let's say number 6 then. Number 6, yes, go ahead, sir.
Alright, so the Linji school.
Yeah, this is famous one. This is still survive. This Zen tradition still survive nowadays. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so the Linji school is kind of the dominant of the 5 houses or the 5 Chan houses, which is a branch of Mahayana Buddhism. It was it's named after the Chan master Linji Lishuan, I think, is the pronunciation, but he taught kind of a physical type of study that involved a lot of shouting and striking, I guess similar to the Kung Fu and whatnot, that was geared towards helping the students achieve enlightenment through that. And I guess that field of study, it made its way to Japan in the form of the Rinzai school and then to Korea as well. I found mostly about its history and how it kind of developed through the different dynasties that occupied China.
So you know why he used the methods of yelling or even hitting the student to awake them? Why? Why is that? What do you think?
Oh, so it wasn't. Wait, so he would like yell at them? Oh, okay.
He used a method. It's sometimes like you say, some kind of forceful methods, like yelling at his student, yeah, or hitting, using stick to hit other people and so forth.
Like to teach discipline.
Not discipline. Here there's no discipline involved.
No, but like to teach the, I guess, being focused and concentrated.
Remember when you were young, somehow early mornings you're so lazy that you lie there and your mom or your dad yell at you. Is that right? Hey, wake up! Is that right? He use that method to wake you up.
Oh, so kind of like a
wake up. Yes.
Is it the same when they use like that kind of paddle to like hit their back when they're meditating?
Yeah. Next week I will show you that shortly. Yeah,
Is that
it's not
necessary?
violence, but when you are, when you do meditation, it's easy for you to fall asleep,
Yeah.
especially for more than a couple hours. If you sit there for more than a couple hours, it's easy for you to fall. That's
Have
the
you
statement.
fallen asleep while meditating?
Huh?
Have you fallen asleep?
Many times so. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal.
I fell asleep.
Is it?
It's normal to fall asleep while you do meditation. That's why he used stick to hit people, to wake him up. Not to discipline, that's a different story. To yell, to wake people up. Right?
Can't you just tap instead of hitting someone?
You can hit people.
What the hell? Like, why are you gonna be so violent?
It's not a violent, but it's not the way. I will show you next week that video clips, okay? And when he was, I think I told you before too, when he was novice and he read the Sutra, he said that in the Sutra there's no eyes, no ears, no tongue, no body. Did I tell you that? And so he went to see his master. Master, I have my eyes, my ears, my nose, and so forth. So why does this Sutra say there's nothing? When he was young, so later on he recognized us. Have you recognized that yet? Not yet, right?
What? Recognize what?
Do you have eyes, you have ears, you have nose? But in Sutra they say no. Why?
Sometimes.
Why?
To make you pay attention.
No. Why? Remember, that's in conventional ways, yes we have, right? In physical forms. But in a sense, no.
We're just soul.
Remember, that's the concept of emptiness we talk about. This chair is here. We have this concrete chair, right? But 500 years, 1,000 years from now, it's gone. You see that? That's because the whole Sutra talk about the mind, about the ultimate truth, the pure mind, not talking about the forms. That's why it negates everything, to see through. All right. So that's number 7, please, lady.
Number 7, fire.
Yes. Number 7. Yes.
Okay, so the Fayan school of Zen, there wasn't a lot of information on it, but there was a lot on the monk who started it.
Yes.
So he was a Buddhist monk of the Song dynasty in China, a follower of the humane school. He also had many friends that were educated with other scholars that developed his school of Zen. Another thing that I learned about him was that he was appointed to be the first abbot of the Fuyan Chan monastery by Emperor Song. So he was highly supported by the government. And something else was he entered the Buddhist monastery order at 13 years old and received the religious name Fuyan at the meeting with the cloud of Buddhist teachings.
That's all. Let's move on number 8 then. So after that, Buddhist number 8. The last one, the same as the Heian. It's just not a school, but it didn't last long. And the only two survive school up to now are the Soto or the Kaodong and the Linchi. Alright, there's many Zen stories. If you type on the net, Zen story to tell your neighbors, there's a lot of stories. Okay, there's one story, one monk. Somehow he traveled around and he stopped by at a temple to stay overnight. Remember it, in China or even in Vietnam, I don't know much about the Theravada temples in Burma, I don't know, but in China and Vietnam, I know that, for the monks, they're free to move around. And they may stop by at any Buddhist temple to stay overnight. Right? So that monk, he somehow traveled around and he asked for sharing for a night at one temple. Somehow at that time it's so cold that he went to the Buddha hall, main hall, to bring down the wooden statue. He burned this. He burned this wooden Buddha statue. You know that story? And so the abbot went to see him and complained, why did you burn my statue, my Buddha statue? And so what happened, this monk said, well, I burned the Buddha statue so that I can find Sharira. Sharira? I read it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that. So this abbot say, well, this wooden statue, how could you have Buddha relics? So this the monk say, if not, I'd like to burn more.
No. Oh my God.
You understand that? What does it mean? What does it mean?
What does he need the relics for?
No, I mean that according to Buddhist view, when we burn Buddha, I mean when Buddha passed away, so they cremate his body, right? His body become as relic, right? But now this monk, the guest monk, he went to that temple and his sister called for him, so he brought down the wooden Buddha statue. Okay, so he burned that wooden statue, and the abbot, the chief monk of that temple, went out to complain. Why did you burn my Buddha statue? And so this guest monk say, I burned Buddha so that I can get the relics. You understand that?
But he didn't.
No, he could not get. So that's why the chief monk say, how could you find the Buddha real relics from this wooden statue? And so the guest monk, if that's the case, I would like to burn more.
That's not a good monk.
That's just a story. What's the moral? What's the moral of this story? You know, who know?
Don't have Buddha nature.
Yeah, not to attach to the Buddha statue. That's the point. You understand that? So because the chief monk, he attached too much to his wooden statue, right?
I thought you weren't supposed to disrespect a Buddha statues and to burn one.
That's the point.
Especially for your own, because you need warmth.
That's the point. That's somehow some monk, they have some power of strength to handle, but that's awake. That's they could help that chief monk not to attach much to the Buddha statue there, right?
So it could have just been a monk.
Oh, okay.
You know.
And now you want to hear one more story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so another story again. So you know, with one monk, he went around and somehow he stopped by at the temple to stay overnight. And somehow, you know, when he ended, when he did the meditation, somehow he left his spirit flying out his body. And the chief monk at the temple, somehow the next day he didn't. I mean, the spirit of the guest monk has not come back yet. So the chief monk, when he went into the room, he thought he passed away already. So somehow he burned the body of that guest monk. And what happened? A few days later, the spirit of that guest monk came back and looked for the body, and he would feel around and say that, oh, where's my body? Where's my body? And so that's a ghost in the temple. You know that story, right?
Yeah, but I don't. When do they burn the body? Does it have to wait like a week or two?
No. Usually they will burn.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so the second guest monk came to ask for a stable night. So the chief monk says, no, sorry, we have the ghost here. There's no way for me to have not a second ghost. So, but the second guest monk say, what happening? So the chief monk told him about the story. So the second guest monk say, if you allow me to stay here, I will chase away the first. I will chase away the ghost. So what happened? Yes, he stayed back. At night, he used the wood to boil the water. So late at night, the spirit of the first monk went back, and he said, give me back my body, give me back my body. He yelled, and the spirit yelled that. That's loudly. And so the second guest monk pointed the fingers to the boiling pot. This is your body. So somehow the spirit ended there and get out and say, no, it's not my body. And so the second guest monk pointed the finger to the fire. This is your body. So the spirit went into that fire, and later on say, no, it's not my body. And so the second guest monk say, when you're still alive, if you jump into the boiling water, you'll be burned. When you jump into the fire, you'll be burned. But now you're free. Well, you're looking for the body. You understand that? And at that time, there's no more. He left. You understand the story now? It's somehow this type of Zen story, most of the time, it focuses on teaching people not to attach Buddhist. Remember that story. You can put on the Zen story in your paper too. Right? So the main story not attached to. There's many stories. Many story. Probably next week we tell you more. Okay. So the next one, number 9, please. Number 9, yes.
That's compare and contrast Zen techniques of Koan.
Yes. What's the difference then?
So Zen techniques of Koan are these little sayings that come with stories that have essential truths in them that are also are sought out through meditation. But through these little sayings and the stories, then the hard to explain truths are imparted to the person who's saying it. And the difference is that in meditation, okay, I don't know how to explain it other than an example. So like if a Zen koan is when one sees the Buddha kill him, that one tells the person that the Buddha should not be thought of as a deity or someone at all, that you should not think of the concepts of Buddha that you have, but instead you should be empty of all those concepts and then think of just the Buddha as yourself, so that the truth in the saying merges with you, who's the seeker of the truth. And in meditation, a similar thing would be like if you empty your mind completely to seek emptiness, and maybe you're experiencing it rather than understanding the truth through these sayings.
So at first, can you define for me what's meant by koan? What's mean?
So it's a brief saying.
Okay. Just
a couple words, and it usually has a story associated with it.
Okay. So what's the difference then? We have two main Buddhist tradition, right? Samatha, right? Samatha and Vipassana. What is the difference? What's the difference between these two?
Are you talking about the instantaneous enlightenment through the form? Are you talking about the instantaneous enlightenment through the story versus Vipassana, where you like meditate and you work towards it?
Yes. Let me show you.
Yeah, so meditation would be more like experiential knowledge, whereas the koan would be insightful knowledge. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Remember the story? Return an apple. You know this story? You know this story? What happened in there? Why? What happened to him?
Gravity.
When he sat underneath of the apple tree, right? Somehow one apple dropped on his head and somehow he killed him. Why is that? This happened to you? No way. No way. Because for him, because he thought about that. He thought about that so many times, for periods of time. So when he sat under that apple trees, so when the apple dropped on his head, this is like let someone tap his head and he recognizes us. The law of what? Gravity. So the koan, let's want someone focus on that koan until he recognizes us. Use intuition, not thinking, not analytical thinking. So let's move on to the last one. Who does number 10?
We did.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What's number 10 about?
Okay, so one of the koans is, does a dog have Buddha nature? And the story behind it is, a random monk asked this guy, Joshu, does a dog have Buddha nature? And the only thing that he said was moo.
Moo is mean what?
Nothing or no. And like the meaning behind it is that.
Well, in general, it's trying to get the student to kind of cast off his dualistic nature. So what is the sound of one hand clapping?
What's mean?
If
Can you make the sound of one hand?
Yeah.
No. Miguel, you feel you make the sound like this? Can you make the sound?
If you go fast enough, you can make it.
Really?
No.
My friend can do it.
Huh?
My friend can do it.
Really? Can you do it?
No.
Okay, what does it mean? Actually, this is not a physical hand. But what does it mean?
Well, in the story, he goes into deep meditation, and he reaches this point where he goes beyond sounds and the soundless. So it's kind of
okay. Here, remember last time we talked about the emptiness. Remember we used to talk about what? Good, bad, right? Male, female, right? What do we talk about here? Yes, duality. The sound with one hand, that means this go beyond the duality. Make sense? Make sense now? That is your intuition. That's your Buddha nature, of pure nature. That's what we talk about. Okay? So that's another comment. And we go back to the comment. When you see, especially Rinji, he said that when you see Buddha, kill him. Is that right? Not kill in a physical way. Well, especially when you do meditation, there's all kind of illusion. And even if you see the Buddha in your illusion, don't try to chase after you. Don't try to follow it, because it's an illusion. Make sense? That's talk about the state of meditation, not physically pure Buddha. Okay, so good for today, and we talk more.
We'll talk more.
Yes, next Tuesday. Right, good luck, and try to do your practice. Yes.